Bhatia, and I welcome you all to the India SME Manufacturing Summit. Well, due to COVID-19 restrictions, on behalf of the organizers and hotel authorities, I would request everyone to please abide by the rules and restrictions laid down by the government of department and medical authorities to maintain social distance and sanitize your hands from time to time, and also wear the mask throughout the conference in close proximity if possible. Well, on behalf of Shri Chandrakant Salunkhe, founder and president, SME Chamber of India, Maharashtra Industrial and Economic Development Association, and Federation of Indian SME Associations, I'd like to welcome you all to an important and an annual conference on the India SME Manufacturing Summit, which is focusing on finance, technology, exports, investment, logistics, as well as supporting manufacturing industries, SMEs, and exporters for better business growth. Well, firstly, could we have a huge, huge round of applause for all of you for taking out your valuable time today and being a part of this wonderful summit. Well, on behalf of the SME Chamber of India and MIDA Association, we are thankful to all of you for participating in this event. We're also very thankful to all our sponsors and supporters for the event in this conference to make it a grand success today. I'd like to take the honor of specially thanking the government of Maharashtra, MIDC, Allcargo Logistics and GATI, State Bank of India, Vadvani Foundation, Airtel Business, SBI General Insurance Company Limited, Sba, Kotak Mahindra Bank, Amazon Web Services, and Bhumi World. Well, let's give a huge, huge round of applause to all our partners and supporters of this conference today. Well, continuing with the energy and enthusiasm amongst all of you, to begin the conference, I'd like to first of all invite the dignitaries to join us for the lighting of the lamp for the traditional way of inauguration of this conference. First up, in no particular order, I'd of course like to first off invite Shri Chandrakant Salunkhe, founder and president, SME Chamber of India and Maharashtra Industrial and Economic Development Association. Let's give him a huge, huge round of applause as we welcome him for the lighting of the lamp. Mr. Popat Sarkari, CEO, GATI Express Private Limited. Thank you so much, Mr. Sarkari, for joining us and giving us your valued time. Shri Popat Maliknar, the Joint CEO, MIDC Government of Maharashtra. Thank you so much, sir, for your valued time. Let's give him a huge, huge round of applause. Shri V.S. Parthasarathy, the Vice Chairman, Allcargo Logistics. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us and giving us your time. Shri Manoj Kumar Sinha, General Manager, State Bank of India. Shri Sinha, thank you so much for your valued time. He's going to be joining us in just about a moment. Shri Samir Sathe, Executive Vice President, Advantage India Vadvani Foundation. Thank you so much for your valued time. Let's give him a huge, huge round of applause. And His Excellency Miss Andrea Kuhn, Consul General, Consulate General of South Africa, who's taken her valuable time to join us. Her Excellency, Miss Andrea Kuhn. Thank you so much. So ladies and gentlemen, with this, it is time for us to do the lighting of the lamp. Let's give them a huge, huge round of applause as we kickstart and inaugurate this summit. Let's give them a huge, huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, as we request all our dignitaries to pose in for a group photograph. So ladies and gentlemen, with this, I'd request our dignitaries to please join us on the stage. Mr. Popat Sarkari, the CEO, GATI Express Private Limited, Shri V.S. Parthasarathy, the Vice Chairman, Allcargo Logistics, Shri Popat Maliknar, the Joint CEO, MIDC Government of Maharashtra, Her Excellency Miss Andrea Kuhn, Consul General, Consulate General of South Africa, and Shri Chandrakant Salunkhe, Founder and President, SME Chamber of India and Maharashtra Industrial and Economic Development Association. With this, firstly, let's give a huge, huge round of applause. And of course, we request Her Excellency, Miss Andrea, as well, to please join us on the stage. I'm sure we can be more lenient with our round of applause. Let's fill the energy with more enthusiasm. So dear friend and dignitaries, the SME Chamber of India and Maharashtra Industrial and Economic Development Association has been functioning under the dynamic leadership of Shri Chandrakant Salunkhe as the founder and president for the last 29 years. Both the organizations are supporting SMEs and are providing a platform to explore emerging business opportunities at the national and international market, export promotion, connectivity with large corporates, MNCs, government PSUs and SMEs for supply and procurement, identifying the foreign partners for the joint venture, technology transfer, contract manufacturing and international promotion, branding of products, services, distributorship, franchise, assistance to avail incentives and advantages of the various government schemes and incentives. Shri Salunkhe has been at the forefront for resolving various issues and grievances of the manufacturing and SME sectors and other businesses. Well, they've been organizing many trade promotional activities for imparting knowledge, organizing executive training programs for skilling and scaling of the entrepreneurs and their workforce, business connectivity and networking through SME Business Forum, business advisory services for business transformation towards growth and profitability and strengthening of SMEs for the global competitiveness and success. Well, today's event is organized to provide the platform to SME and manufacturing industries, exporters, and allied industrial and business sectors to connect with the potential companies and clients for various sectors, as well as with the stakeholders who are from banking, finance, logistics, exports, investment, technology, education, and the government agencies to understand the requirements and the need of the hour, as well as to resolve issues and grievances on a priority basis. Well, with this, ladies and gentlemen, I'd now request Mr. Salunkhe to please give away a bouquet to all our dignitaries who are present here. Let's give them a huge, huge round of applause. First up, we'd really like to thank Mr. Sarkari, Pirocha Sarkari, CEO, GATI Kintetsu Express Private Limited. Thank you so much, Mr. Sarkari, for joining us as we get the bouquet for him on the stage. Let's give them a huge, huge round of applause as Mr. Salunkhe does the honors. And we want the best smile for the photograph. Thank you so much for that. Well, also, we'd like to humbly thank Shri V.S. Parthasarathy, the Vice Chairman of Allcargo Logistics. Thank you so much, Shri Parthasarathy, for joining us. We'd request you to please stand up as we get the bouquet. Yes, and this is the moment right there. Let's give them a huge, huge round of applause as pleasantries are being shared. Shri Popat, Maliknar, the Joint CEO, MIDC, Government of Maharashtra. Thank you so much, sir, for your valued time and joining us. Let's give him a huge, huge round of applause and the best smile for the camera out there. And Her Excellency, Miss Andrea Khan, Consul General, Consulate General of South Africa. Let's give it a huge, huge round of applause as we welcome. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, we can be much more lenient with our applause. Thank you so much, Mr. Salunkhe, for doing the honors. With this, ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to now invite Shri Chandrakant Salunkhe, founder and president, SME Chamber of India and Maharashtra Industrial and Economic Development Association, to deliver his welcome and introductory address. Let's give him a huge, huge round of applause.
Good morning, friends. Say good morning. सीएम साहब को आवाज़ तो जानी चाहिए ना कम से कम हमारी. ये तो इंडस्ट्री के प्रॉब्लम, इंडस्ट्री के इश्यूज कब उन्हें सुनाई देंगे. आज देश हो या स्टेट हो, एसएमई के ऊपर तो चल रहा है. सो ऑन बिहाफ ऑफ एसएमई चेंबर ऑफ इंडिया एंड महाराष्ट्र इंडस्ट्रियल इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट एसोसिएशन and supported by Federation of Indian SME Association, it's my immense pleasure to welcome you all at this important program. Friends, SMEs are doing tremendous work last 3 years. You must be seeing that during the pandemic. They have played a very, very important role. They have focused not only labor generation or employment generation, but they have focused more on how they can put efforts utilizing their own capital running their business, even though in a pandemic also they have faced a lot problems while starting business, while restarting business, integrating the skill manpower, finding new market, difficulty to get banking finance, difficulty for logistics, so many things they have come across and they are now doing good. If you look at the recent industrial output, the SME sector is doing well. And in this matter, we have a very, very powerful and valuable stakeholders, say like Mr. Sarkari from the Allcargo and GATI. We have a MIDC which is providing very, very important role, particularly playing very important role and providing support to the SME sector industry to start your own manufacturing unit in Maharashtra. We have Her Excellency Andrea from the South Africa, which is providing valuable services to our Indian SMEs, particularly to find the Africa market through South Africa. We welcome you, madam. And we have Mr. Parthasarathy, who is handling the Allcargo logistics, which is providing very, very important and valuable services to SME sector, particularly manufacturing industry in Maharashtra. So on behalf of all the organization, I welcome all the dignitaries from the dais and of the dais at this program. Three things we have to focus today. One is the finance, technology, exports. So finance comes, investment comes. When you start working, you start manufacturing, of course, logistics is the most important thing. And I observed that many SMEs in India, they are facing a lot problem for supply chain management, particularly from the rural area. Today we are going to present few points to Maharashtra government, particularly those are facing problem while running their business. I observed that most of the companies in India, Maharashtra particularly, they are struggling for business. They are struggling for business growth. They are struggling to identify new markets. And therefore, SME Chamber of India with bankers, rather, I approached all the bankers last 1 month. I met each and every MD of the bank, including ICICI Bank, including SBI, SDFC, all banks MD. I have suggested them, those are enjoying loan from 20 crore to up to 250 crores. And they are having financial fuel, but they don't have a business fuel. The business opportunity where chamber can support you. So we are working with the banks. And those are, participating today's conference and, friend circle, you can suggest them. If you are struggling to get new or emerging business or a particularly export opportunity, we can provide you. We can support you. Most of the members are enjoying this kind of services, but we would like to give more trust and more support to the SMEs because SMEs are playing a very, very important role. There are 7.10 crore MSMEs in India, and more than 4.5 crore self-employed are there. So look at the the employment generation created by the SME sector, which is government is now started giving more importance. Central government particularly and Honorable Prime Minister is giving more support, and they want to give more support for the SME, for those are coming new entrepreneurs. With the Wadhwani Foundation, we have set up one platform where we are supporting SMEs. Those SMEs are from 25 crore and above. They are looking for transform their business. They are looking to to connect with the international companies, and they are looking to support for a next level or a particularly family managed businesses. They are facing problem to connect with the other businesses. So Wadhwani Foundation is helping us. Samir is here. He is going to speak about his initiative. And of course, GATI and Allcargo is my sponsor as well as they are strategic partners now. So through that, we can provide you value addition. We can provide you support, and we can support you to expand your business. Of course, MIDC is playing very important role. Currently, MIDC is providing 20% discounted rate to SMEs. Those are looking to set up their business, manufacturing business, particularly service industry or any MIDC land. There are plenty of industrial land is available in rural Maharashtra. So I suggest those are coming from Maharashtra, rural Maharashtra, they can set up their business in that region. Currently, few points are there. Say like most of the MSMEs are facing to get funding from banks. I had a discussion with a few banks last 1 month. They said if any entrepreneur is coming with a proper proposal, why we will say no to that bank? Varmaji is here from the DGM Mumbai Metro SBI. They said bring your proposal. If you don't have a proper advisory, if you don't have proper consultancy, you can approach our chamber. There are plenty of charter accountants in Mumbai region, Maharashtra region, all India region. You can approach. Viable proposal, they will definitely consider. So let us give a big hand to bankers, because बैंक के बिना SME नहीं और SME के बिना भारत economy नहीं आगे बढ़ सकता है. So we have to focus more on a particularly fueling the SMEs, particularly from banking finance. And we are aware that there are plenty of issues about the Mathadi Act, which is emphasizing our manufacturing industry. They are harassing to our members, those are into manufacturing industry, not only Mumbai but other parts of Maharashtra. Many SMEs are facing to get skilled manpower. Many SMEs getting a lot of difficulties for a particularly logistic services. So now you are partners, so we can give a value addition to them. And most importantly, how you will develop your company, transform your company to make India as a manufacturing hub. So therefore, MIDC has taken a very good initiative supporting them. Rather, I am going to present Honorable Chief Minister of Maharashtra that those companies already closed down, 6 companies in Maharashtra, and they are having the large space or large land acquired by them. They should be, immediately resolve their problems. I'm sure that must be 10,000 acres must be there. More than that, 10,000 acres and more than that land is occupied by the sick industry. So we are going to take that initiative to resolve that issue, because banking sector and the government can come together. Now the Maharashtra government is connected to the central government, so there should not be problem for us settling the matters, because CBI का कोई डर नहीं होगा अभी. तो अभी ED का गवर्नमेंट जैसे एकनाथ शिंदे जी और हमारे फडणवीस जी का गवर्नमेंट है, तो हमें कोई चिंता नहीं, तो इजीली सब कुछ मैटर सेटल हो सकता है. So friends, let us take advantage of today's conference, this platform, this conference especially for you. I look forward to hear from the Chief Minister. He is on the way. I think he is in meeting. So whenever he will be free up to 1 o'clock, I requested him to whenever he get time, he can address to all of you. Meanwhile, you can prepare your questions. I would like to suggest you prepare questions, because I'm going to suggest the Honorable Chief Minister to available to meet all the entrepreneurs from Maharashtra every fortnight. 4 hours he should be spent for the entrepreneurs from Maharashtra, which is not done last 4 years. So if you want to bring your issue, you can go and meet him. Even now, industry minister is not there. I will suggest Honorable Chief Minister that the industry minister should be accessible to every entrepreneur. There is no need for a dalal or beach पे कोई नहीं चाहिए. Direct मिलना चाहिए, बात करना चाहिए. So this way we have to work, and then only Maharashtra will be number 1. And ease of doing business. Maliknar ji, you are a part of that work. So we want ease of doing business, particularly for SME sector. Level playing field. अच्छी तरह होगी तो हम कहाँ से कहाँ पहुँच सकते हैं. आज अफ्रीका है, बहुत बड़ा मार्केट है. This is a big market, when we had a discussion. Africa is a big market, Europe is a big market, GCC country is a big market. We have international trade divisions. जैसे India Japan है, India Korea है, India Africa है. You can take that advantage. We have a SME Business Management Institute. We have a Startups Council of India. We have a Women Entrepreneur Development Council. So point is, you come with a proposal, you come with an issue, you come with a support, and you can enjoy the facility. Bankers are there. Verma ji, Sinha ji is here. You can take advantage. Even all the banks are ready to support you. Government is also ready to support you. Only thing is that you have to come with a problem, and you have to come with the solutions, suggestions, recommendations, and your issues, grievances to be presented at this kind of program, so we can take it properly. We have signed the MOU and agreement with the Quantico company, which is providing the valuable services to Indian industry and SMEs by providing the reports on the particularly various types of reports, economical reports, industrial reports, study reports, market survey. There also SME sector will be going to be benefited from that. So friends, let us take advantage, and I'm thankful to all the sponsors today, especially GATI Allcargo, SBI General, Vadwani Group, then MIDC, Kotak Mahindra, AWS, Airtel, uh, and most important, Government of Maharashtra. And special thanks to all of you for sparing your whole day for this conference, and let's take advantage of this conference. With these words, I'm thankful to all the dignitaries on dais and up the dais.
Thank you, Mr. Salunkhe. Well, ladies and gentlemen, with this, it is time for me to now call upon Shri V.S. Parthasarathy, the Vice Chairman, Allcargo Logistics, on the topic GATI and SHAKTI for better business growth of SMEs, strategies and initiatives. Let's give him a huge round of applause as we welcome him towards the dais.
इतनी बड़ी तादाद में आप लोग सब उपस्थित हैं, लेकिन जब तालियां बजती है तो इतनी फीकी क्यों होती है? अगर बजाओ तो जोर से हो जाओ. I just thought I will kind of start with this, which kind of depicts a design. You know, if you look at whichever way you look at it, each one of them is thinking about a design, about how things are beauty. Institution which is assembled here, the SME, is a thing of beauty. And if it's a thing of beauty, it's a joy forever if we convert that into big stakes as we go forward. And therefore, I thought I will anchor whatever I say on design. And then, if I say design, then to kind of say what have we already designed, and I'm not a master in this, I'm going to kind of repeat figures which has come from outside, but it's good to set and anchor this session on something what has been done. If you look at the world, we have got 50% employment coming from this sector, 40% of the world GDP, 90% of number of businesses, and 322 million odd MSMEs. And you will have various definitions. But that's not the intent. The intent is to say it's a very large population. And what in India is not very different. We have a Nelson, 111, yeah? So 111 million people employed in this industry. Out of 130 crore Indians, 140 now. Not a small proportion by any chance, and which contributes 30% to the GDP, 50% to the export, and 64 million, and if I compare it with the earlier chart, 20% of world's SMEs are in this country. And that is a way of putting of our possibilities in future. Okay? So, and if you see, it's not spread in one place, it's not one area, it's concentrated. And if you look at the chart, it will tell you in every place, here, there, all over India, and the top 5 states, of course, contribute to 50%, but a very large number of states contribute to the 90%. So we are present everywhere, and we are the heart and blood of India. And that being said, I just wanted to say that there are very key challenges, and some of them our chief host, and as he said, I'm the host, you are all guests, and I don't feel so, but I'd give that one. So he said that there are many problems, and you will speak about them today. And these relate to finances in a very big way, whether it is in terms of assistance and financial support or credit facilities. And some of the banks here will try to help you solve it. But there are problems to solve here. There is a gap in marketing linkages and lack of marketing support and inadequate assistance in skills and ease of doing business. Affects the big guys in a big way, but the small guys, it can be a showstopper, and therefore we need to see how do we manage that. And the last one is lack of infrastructure support in logistics to become globally competitive, and there is a huge amount of cost which we can reduce. So these are all the challenges. But I'm not going to talk about challenges. I'm going to talk about possibilities, and I'm going to talk about my experience and what I can suggest, how you can shape your future. Because after all, we are talking about how this SME sector can progress and can be the powerhouse of the future of what is called as India. So I wanted to talk about design your destiny, and I wanted to talk about a small story in Seva. Seva is Self-Employed Women's Association. I took early retirement from Mahindra so that I can work on social causes, and this is the major cause that I work with. I'm a worker there in this institution. So salt pen workers are in micro entrepreneurs, okay? They as a family to come together, work for 7 months in a salt pan. And what is to make money? They used to make great amount of money, which was this, 0. Every 7 months, that's what will happen. And what therefore, उन्होंने क्या सोचा कि हम क्या कर सकते हैं, सेवा सोचा क्या कर सकते हैं. तो उन्होंने पहले तो ये है कि इंस्टेड ऑफ डीजल पंप जो सबसे ज़्यादा पैसा खाती है, उसके बदले सोलर से इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं, क्या सोचा. उसके बाद उन्होंने ये सोचा कि क्या हम सबको इनपुट कॉस्ट को घटा सकते हैं, आज पानी किस तरीके से बेटर यूटिलाइज कर सकते हैं और किस तरीके से हम सही तरीके से सही क्वालिटी बनाएं ताकि अच्छी तरह बेच सकते हैं. तो अब क्या हुआ कि उसके बजाय कि कोई पैसा नहीं बना सकते थे वो लोग, आजकल वो 50,000 से 1 लाख के बीच में बना रहे हैं एक सीज़न में. बहुत बड़ी रकम नहीं है इस माहौल के लिए, बट उनके लिए जीने का और जीने के स्तर का अंतर होता है. सो वो उन्होंने पाया. So this is what we can do if we put our thought and work from to that. They are now one of the 20% of salt in India is grown by the salt pan workers of Seva. And that they have able to make it possible day in, day out. Now they are a force to reckon with because they decided they are the force. And that is a great example of one. Another example that I want to give on Seva is there is a gentleman called Rajiv sitting here. He will talk to you in the last session. Yeah, I just kind of stand up. So he and I thought, how about putting, BPOs in rural areas so that they can make calls to other rural areas, and that is a micro enterprise forming there. And both of us did the first one in Anand, right, Rajiv? And it is now starting to waves. And we hope. And as soon as I told Phil, he said, "What about me? When can I launch one?" And I said, "Hold on. First, let's do one. Then when we are ready, we will tell you." And then you help create many micro enterprises in India, which can call from India to India and create a micro BPO. So that's the kind of thing that is. So what I therefore thought from here is how do we design our destiny? Okay, so basically this is what I wanted to talk, and I will give you something that I've understood based on my life experience. कुछ अच्छा लगे तो आप लेके जाइएगा, आप अपनी स्तर पे उसको अमल करने की कोशिश कीजिएगा. अगर कुछ अच्छा नहीं लगे तो माफ़ी चाहते हैं. बट दैट्स व्हाट आई वांटेड टू काइंड ऑफ टॉक अबाउट टुडे. सो पहली चीज़ ये है कि जब हम करते हैं तो हम अगर अपना एक घर बनाएं तो वो घर पूरा इट रिफ्लेक्ट्स एस, हमें वो प्रेरित करता है, हमारे से वो प्रेरित होता है. So what is our house of excellence for each one of it? So as छोटी हो बड़ी हो कोई बात नहीं, सबके लिए घर घर होता है. तो ये हाउस ऑफ एक्सेलेंस में उसका विजन क्या होगा, आप उसमें क्या क्या पिलर रखना चाहेंगे, क्या फाउंडेशन रखना चाहेंगे. अगर ये बना ले तो आपको मालूम होगा आपको किधर जाना, और अगर किधर जाना है मालूम होगा तो पहुंचना आसान होता है. सो हमारा पहला ये है कि आप हमेशा अपना घर का बनाइए एक मतलब पूर्ण. एंड एज दे से मेरे घर का सीधा सा इतना पता है, मेरे घर के आगे मोहब्बत लिखा है, न दस्तक ज़रूरी न आवाज़ देना, मैं सांसों की रास्ता मैं पहचान लूँगा. What your house of excellence will tell the world. Will tell the world I have a business which is made of love, which is made of business sense, but it's also made of my blood and my sweat. And that will appeal to you and to one and all. So make your house of excellence, make your vision, make your pillars and make your foundation, and that will help you go forward. Okay. The other one is I wanted to give you 5 words, or 5 letters each, to say what should you look at, how you get there. What house of excellence will tell you what you need to do. So house of and this can tell you how you will do that. Okay. And there's our yield, climb, unmix, fable and prime, and मैं explain करूँगा इसको. पहला ले लें yield. अगर आप प्रॉफिट नहीं बनाएंगे काम नहीं चलेगा. So मैं CFO हूँ, हमेशा मतलब उसके बाद ही वाइस चेयरमैन बना. So and vice chairman का वैसे भी वो कहते हैं some people are vice, all other. So I don't know which part I belong to, but that apart, this ROE is the focus that we need to do. How much profit is good enough? Greater the better. So focus on it. And when you say, you don't have to make it very complex. You don't have to say return on sales lao, asset turnover lao. So I don't know. These are very complex terms. Yeah, but we can say, can you look at both the profitability as well as balance sheet side, asset side, and liability side? That's one way to put. But I say it in more simple terms. Less input, input later, more output, output sooner. अगर ये चार शब्दें इस्तेमाल करें, उसमें पूरा yield हो जाता है और profit बनाना बहुत अच्छी बात है. So ज़रूर बनाएं और ज़्यादा बनाएं. So लेकिन focus इसमें करना है. ऐसा नहीं कि आप लोग नहीं करते, बट काफ़ी बार क्या होता है कि बोलते हैं मेरे काफ़ी नए कंपनीज आते हैं, स्टार्टअप्स, वो कहते हैं रेवेन्यू अभी प्रॉफिट कभी नहीं, रेवेन्यू अभी प्रॉफिट भी अभी. सो दैट इज़ वन थिंग दैट यू कैन थिंक ऑफ. एंड गवर्नमेंट ने बहुत सारे काम किए हैं इसमें, PM एम्प्लॉयमेंट जनरेशन स्कीम, मुद्रा योजना, क्रेडिट गारंटी, ऑल ऑफ देम कैन हेल्प यू डू इट. बट मोर इम्पॉर्टेंटली हमें अपने आप को हेल्प करना है. So that is the first part that I will say. The second one I said is कि हमेशा grow करना important है. Every year, every quarter, every month you have to grow. So as they say, if you grow more, then you will be very good. If you don't grow more, you will be no more. So it's a death if you don't grow. So please do focus on climbing. So invest. If you have to fail fast, but keep moving upward. And again, leverage whatever government has given for SMEs in this area. I don't want to repeat, I don't want to be seeming like a government representative, but there are many great things which are there, and we must make best use of them, whether it is digital initiatives, whether it is My SME or Samban, yeah, our e-marketplace which has been put up. Use all of them to grow, but use the corporate India. Because a tier 3 will be helped by tier 2, a tier 2 will be helped by tier 1, and tier 1 will be helped by OEM, and so on. So let's grow with people. Okay? Motherson Sumi once told me that he started as for Mahindra as a small component supplier. And he grew along with the companies he worked with, and look at where he is now. And I think these are the kind of stories that we can get a lot of insights from. The third one that I want to talk about is complexity kills everyone. So if you are focusing on reducing complexities and increasing competency, then there will be huge amount of positive. So my thought process on that is invest in skill development. There is a skill development program which is by the Government of India, that and other things use and carry it forward. Logistics and business network, and my friend here, Phil Sarkari and him, will all tell you how important it is to have efficient logistics. It tends to, in some form or the other, be a major component of your total overall profitability and overall structure, and by being better, you can do a lot. And integration of digital technology is a very important thing, and ease of doing business is something that you can give to your customers a lot. So please focus on reducing complexity and introducing simplicity. It is not as if only big companies have complexities. We all tend to forget and introduce complexity because it looks very nice to have a big jargon. But it is very easy for the customer to get lost, and therefore simplicity helps a lot. The fourth thing is that हम लोग बहुत अच्छी चीज़ें करते हैं, but बहुत अच्छी तरह बोलते नहीं हैं. We don't talk about our tales of success. So please talk about your success stories, and whatever fable you tell, whatever good stories and narratives you tell, attract more and more customers. So if you are looking at one of the house, build a good communication technique, good story, and every story will tell. Okay, one story that I say, is that Mahindra is made up of 3 companies which are $1 billion and 170 companies which are SMEs. So that's how we grow and tend to grow here. If I talk about Allcargo, I can say that we started a company for 60 crores abroad, and that 60 crore is $1 billion+ company today. So we started as medium and it's grown large. So you all have to tell the stories of your companies, and some of your stories will be much more attractive, much more resonant than what stories even anybody else can tell. So please tell your stories and bring out, because your walk to the future will be lighted by the fables of the past. So that's the one. So these are the 4 things which are very important. And the 5th, how, is a little controversial in the sense it's not very clearly evident. So bring about a governance premium in your own company, because each one of us will first put up what is the purpose. Today people work for purpose. People buy for purpose. People integrate for purpose. Purpose becomes a very important thing. And if you live on principles, the corporate governance will give you a huge amount of positivity to your company, to your industry, to yourself, and to all of us, to India. It will put India into the global map in a big way. So you have to have zero compliance. That makes our job easier, that makes government jobs easier, but more importantly, it creates a huge ecosystem of positivity. And the last one is that it will make the country a very proud place to be in. Yeah? So compliance is a rule book, governance is gospel. Compliance is the holy ground, and governance is high ground and holy ground. So please remember to have these things in it, and MSME Samban is one way to at least get rid of all the past issues and then start on even keel, and there are many more like this. But these 5 things that I said will give a lot of insight based on what I have learned as things that we can do to do that. And this is a quote I liked very much, कि चलता रहूँगा पथ पर, चलने में माहिर हो जाऊँगा, या तो मंजिल मिल जाएगी, नहीं तो एटलीस्ट मैं अच्छा मुसाफिर बन जाऊँगा. So पैर भी का आँखों में नहीं, और तो जोर से बजे. So I therefore would like to kind of summarize by whatever I said. Say there are 5 things. Remember how: yield, climb, unmix, fable, and prime. And if I was to say, please design your destiny, and if you believe that there is a destiny waiting for you, sign up for it today. And with all of you, thank you. God bless.
Sure, sure. So ladies and gentlemen, with this, firstly, we'd really like to thank, let's give him a huge, huge round of applause to Shri V.S. Parthasarathy. Well, with this, I'd now like to invite Shri Popat Maliknar, Joint CEO, MIDC, Government of Maharashtra, to please join us. Let's give him a huge, huge round of applause.
A very good morning to everyone present here, on dignitaries on dais and everyone present in front of me. At the outset, I would like to thank to SME Chamber of India and Federation of Indian SME Associations for organizing this summit today and for giving us the opportunity to discuss Maharashtra's SME story and our collective road ahead. For a decade, the India's SME sector has been the backbone of national GDP. With the significant contribution of over 33% of India's gross value, the sector has played a pivotal role in fostering entrepreneurship and generating large employment opportunities at comparatively lower capital cost, next to only agriculture. Under Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji's vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat, self-reliant India, the Government of India has taken some bold measures to provide market support, promote exports, preferential procurement in public sector to SMEs. On similar lines, the Make in India national program has played an influential role to facilitate investment, foster innovation, enhance skill development, protect intellectual property, and build the best-in-class manufacturing infrastructure in the country. The PM GATI SHAKTI National Master Plan, which envisages a complete integration of infrastructure, transport and logistic connectivity, will augment transport efficiency, productivity and export, and benefit MSMEs to become a globally competitive, further enhancing Honorable PM's vision to make in India. Maharashtra is one of the highest contributors to the country's GDP, with GDP size of over $420 billion, a contribution of over 15% of country's industrial output, and over 21% of India's export. It is for this reason the state has been a home and preferred destination for domestic and foreign investment across all business size and sectors. Between years 2000 and 2022, Maharashtra accounted worth $174 billion worth of FDI inflows, of which $67 billion is only in the last 5 years, that is 2017 to 2022. In the last 22 years, Maharashtra has the highest cumulative FDI inflows, that is 29.4%, as compared to the other state of India. We have also signed 123 MOUs worth 2.7 lakh crores across 20 plus sectors from 15 plus countries. Over 80% of MOUs signed have been grounded and are in the different stage of implementation. This is the most successful part. The state's strong position in industrial and infrastructural growth is accredited a robust policy framework and progressive infrastructure reforms initiated by state leadership, in addition to the trust and confidence our investors have had in us over the years. Similar to the India stories, SMEs in Maharashtra also play a critical role behind the state's GDP success. The SMEs in Maharashtra are complementary to large industries as ancillary units, and this sector contributes significantly in the inclusive industrial development of the country. In addition to only providing employment opportunities, MSMEs have helped in bringing industrialization to the rural and backward areas, hereby reducing regional imbalances, assuring more equitable distribution of national income and wealth. Over the recent years, they have shown to be a strong multiplier effect on all aspects of livelihood. Maharashtra has indeed taken a giant leap towards creating an environment that fosters an innovation-led culture across the state. While such a larger credit for reaching this number goes to the business zeal and innovative ideas of our MSMEs entrepreneurs. It is also pragmatic policy making and focused execution that help us to achieve this momentum and success in our startup journey. Maharashtra is leading state in number of MSMEs in the country. As per the Ministry of MSMEs, Government of India, total Udyog Aadhaar registration, the state has approximately 2 lakh registered MSMEs, contributing over 20% of India's total MSMEs and making it the highest contributor in India. The progressive industrial policies coupled with efficient and supportive administrative structure of MRDC and Maitri have helped the state successfully to bag the most foreign direct investment in the country successively for many years. Since 2015, these MSMEs have attracted total investment of over 2.3 lakh crores, generating over 90 lakh employment opportunities in the Maharashtra. The highest employment, that 25.9%, was created in the Pune region alone, followed by 23.7% for the Mumbai region and 7.4% in Nagpur region respectively. Together, these three reasons account for more than half of the employment created by MSEBs in the state, and their importance to the economy cannot be overstated. Maharashtra is also a leading state in terms of disbursement of loan. Under Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana, total loans for rupees 22,449 crores were disbursed to 33.65 lakhs beneficiaries. This is the most creditable things. The highest foreign investment of 2021 have been mobilized the food processing sector, and to promote the growth of MSMEs in the sector, Maharashtra intends to build mini food parks for MSMEs offering facilities like cold storage, warehousing, advanced packaging, food testing labs. Under Government of India One District One Product scheme, Maharashtra state has identified the product across all 36 districts and initiated special policy reforms for promoting MSMEs, export-oriented business. These primary include the preparation of export guidebook for the state to generate awareness, promote export, addresses the challenge faced. Key infrastructure projects like the Maharashtra Samruddhi Expressway, that is Prosperity Corridor, which will be traveled through 10 key districts and 14 other districts is nearing to completion and soon to be commence operation. The project will play a pivotal role to connect business across all sizes, including MSME with major consumer markets, suppliers, sources, and export hubs. One of our incentive structure is designed keeping in mind the indispensable role of MSMEs in Maharashtra and country's economic growth. Under Maharashtra Industrial Policy 2019, the unit with investment up to 50 crores for fixed capital investment in the entire state will be classified as MSME and will be eligible for investment promotion subsidy. The limit for fiscal assistance to cluster promotion for MSMEs has been increased to 10 crores from existing 5 crores. We are also offering fiscal assistance to the specially purposed vehicle specifically to set up cluster promotions for MSMEs. The policy reserves 20% of area for MSME with further allocation for SC/ST entrepreneurs, women entrepreneurs, and ex-servicemen. The marketing assistance scheme is favored for MSMEs to support marketing activities and improve their competitiveness both at the national and international level. Eligible MSMEs are entitled to 100% stamp duty exemption within investment period for acquiring land, including assignment the lease right and sale certificate, and for term loan purposes. In addition to package scheme of incentives, there are certain standalone incentives focusing on MSMEs to promote quality, competitiveness, research and development, technology upgradation, water and energy conservation, cleaner production measures, and credit rating. To promote green industrialization in Maharashtra, eligible MSMEs will be provided a green industrialization assistance for undertaking measures to conserve water, energy, and environment. Going forward, the importance of MSMEs cannot be relegated from the overall development of the country. We in Maharashtra have undertaken various reforms and transformative approach towards improving the ease of doing business climate in recent years. This has helped us to keep Maharashtra a favored destination for business across the world, despite of unpredicted and uncertain times of the COVID. We only hope that your confidence and faith in Maharashtra continues while we assure our presence and support to every step of your entrepreneurial journey. There still remains tremendous potential to expand this cooperation to previously explored areas. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Maharashtra.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, with this, I'd now like to humbly invite Shri Manoj Kumar Sinha, General Manager, State Bank of India, to kindly join us on the stage. Let's give him a huge, huge round of applause. And if we would request Mr. Chandrakant Salunkhe ji to kindly felicitate. Let's give him a huge round of applause and welcome, sir, to our wonderful summit today. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. We can be much more lenient with our round of applause. Smiles being exchanged. And with this, Shri Sinha ji, if we could request you to talk on your topic, role of SBI for supporting manufacturers and SMEs for better growth. Over to you.
Thank you, madam. Dignitaries on the dais, august presence of everyone here in front of me, SBI existing customers and potential customers. A very good morning to all of you. Mr. Salunkhe, I would like to begin with thanking Mr. Salunkhe and his team and SME Chamber of India for organizing such events, which brings everyone, all the stakeholders of SME, MSME to a single platform. So thank you, Mr. Salunkhe and his team. Mr. Parthasarathy has rightly mentioned a lot of how we should begin as an entrepreneur. And if you are already an existing entrepreneur, what we should look for. And Mr. Maliknar, Mr. Maliknar also underlined what is being done by MIDC. So in that sense, I would like to talk about what SBI is doing and can do. So before I do that, I would like to tell you how important MSME is. In fact, it has already been said, but I would like to, even at the cost of repetition, I would like to say this again. Government is aiming for India to be a 5 trillion economy by 24-25. And if that has to happen, it goes without saying that MSME has to multiply, has to take a quantum jump. As of now, you would have seen in the presentation which was shown by Mr. Parthasarathy, the manufacturing GDP contribution from MSME is to the extent of 6%. So if we have to become a 5 trillion economy, that has to multiply manifold. Similarly, services, of course, 24% is good, but then if you compare it with what is being done in developed economies, how much, if you compare it with what is happening in Germany, the Mittelstand, which contributes to almost $200 billion of surplus every year. So majority of that is coming from Mittelstand, which is in English is MSME. So they call in German is Mittelstand. So the economy to become 5 trillion by 24-25, the MSME sector and all of you present here and spread across Maharashtra and across country, they have to grow manifold and many, many more entrepreneurs have to be added. And there, as a bank, SBI can play a big role. During this last 2 years of unusual event of pandemic, we have approximately 18 to 20 lakh MSME customers, and we came to their help to almost 200,000 customers which were suffering through stress. So we structured somewhere around 200,000 customers. We helped them and we provided support of almost 18 to 20,000 crores to all of them. So for them to come out and to grow and help the economy to grow. So in fact, what is being done by government has been underlined already. There's many, you might already be aware of it. But what SBI is doing, because Mr. Salunkhe has rightly said, the financing is a ticklish problem. And our experience as banker has been, if our customers, if they followed financial discipline, we are always there with them. We always stand by them. We'll be their partner in their growth. The only requirement is stick to financial discipline and show that your entrepreneur, your skill, that you can run an industry, you can run an MSME unit. So, out of 64 million MSME units which are spread across country, we have, as was shown by Mr. Parthasarathy, approximately 7.5% of that is in Maharashtra. So that can again, multiply to 15%. The share can grow, the pie can grow, and that can grow with the help of, though there's many financing opportunities and avenues available, but still banks are playing the biggest role in all this. So I'll just say what I would like to tell you what SBI is doing. So we have across country teams which are only helping MSME customers, which are willing to take you through. So as I was telling, we have almost over 800 MSME intensive teams. They'll only are there for supporting MSME, our partners, MSME entrepreneurs. And in Maharashtra, in Mumbai Metro, we have relationship managers. And they are only there to support you, to talk about how SBI can play a constructive role in your progress. And as we say, and we believe that as you progress, we will progress. So we as a bank will grow as you grow. So it's very important that, in case of any financing needs that you feel, and as I said, if you are following financial discipline, there's no dearth of finance at all. You have an idea, understand the market, you have all the parts of the jigsaw which can fit and become a design, as Mr. Parthasarathy said. So we are there. We are absolutely by your side. And just to tell you what we can do is, and there are many products that we have designed to a specific segment of MSME industry you want to venture into, you want to grow in. So we have, starting from Mudra, which is again a government scheme, and SBI is promoting it. So Mudra is starting from 10 lakh to 1 crore. And in fact, Seva, which Mr. Parthasarathy mentioned, again, small SHG, we are there to facilitate SHGs also. And through that, we are helping, and we have created a lot of such center of excellence in terms of SHGs, in terms of Mudras also, in terms of, we have contact lens lending platform, where you don't, everything is pulled from technology, GST data, your income tax returns. So you don't need to provide physical documents. So we process that, and then the government CDT MSC, which is collateral free, we can extend you loans until up to 2 crores without any collaterals. So those are the things that SBI is doing, and we would, as I say, we would like to be with you, and we would like you to grow, and we always would be there. So our presence for Maharashtra and for Mumbai Metro specifically, we are there across every nook and corner, and we can come to you the moment you tell us you want any banking help, any banking solution. We are there. Our relationship managers are there who can reach out to you. You don't need to come to us. you can only will have to give us a call, and we are there. We can reach you. And believe me, the first and foremost is, which I, again, as a banker would like to underline is, if you maintain financial discipline, there is no dearth of finance. There is no that. You can believe me, this what has been our experience in SBI, and I believe it's also across all the banks. So this is all I wanted to tell you. There were certain things. Okay, it's being run now. As I said, we are right from the bottom of the pyramid to the top of the pyramid. And MSME customer, government, in fact, recently in 2021, they changed the definition, and that definition has done away with a lot of things. In fact, exports, service sector, manufacturing sector. So the difference has been done away with, and it's only that investment in plant and machinery and your turnover that will actually put you in the category of MSME. And with that, a lot of benefits accrue from the government's initiatives. So, as I said, starting from the bottom of the pyramid up to the top, we are always there. SBI is there. So, starting from Mudra, or you want to do some, this group of people, mostly women or men, they want to do SHG, and they want to take some entrepreneurial venture, we are there. So, starting from down there at the bottom to the top. Now we also have those who are into supply chain finance. We are present there. So from the dealer side, for vendors, if they are supplying to industry majors or dealers who are buying from industry majors, we are there. We will help you, and very, very competitive terms. And as I said, one thing which I would like to underline is our transparency. We'll do what we'll tell you, what we'll give in writing. So a lot of things, what happens is, you read, there's a bunch of papers which bankers ask you under the arrangement letter, there'll be annexures, and most of our customers may not read. But as I said, as a public sector bank, as SBI, the transparency is what will underline us. So everything that will do is will be completely transparent. And we, as I said, within Maharashtra and across India and Mumbai Metro, with more than 50 RMSME customers, we can reach out to wherever you are, provided you say that you want to become a partner of SBI. So we'll reach out to you for all your financial needs in terms of MSME or any other, other than MSME also, personal segment or anywhere. So mostly because the platform is to talk about MSME, so we are there. So we'll reach out to you. So in addition to that, EDFS, and then please go to the we have, as I said, we have dealer financing, then we have vendor financing. So vendor financing is actually vendor to the industry majors. So he's supplying to big companies, so we can finance you there. And it's not running now? Okay. So, and you want to set up an industry, you want to do some capex, you want to expand, you want to go into exports. So we have product for that. We have tailored product for everywhere. So all your needs. So this is all. Thank you very much, and thank you, Mr. Salunkhe, and to everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you. With this, it is time for me to now call upon Her Excellency Ms. Andrea, Consul General, Consulate General of South Africa, on the topic Trade Opportunities for Indian SMEs in South Africa. Let's give her a huge round of applause as we welcome her towards the dais.
Good morning and namaste. Dr. Salunkhe and the Chamber, thank you very much for this opportunity, and also it's a great pleasure to all the panelists to be part of this esteemed panel, and hope to all of you who are participating that I can call you a friend next time I meet you. It is really, I wish to extend also my deep appreciation for this invitation to this very important event today and to be afforded the opportunity to talk about trade opportunities between India and South Africa. The SME sector in South Africa is the backbone of our economy, and we therefore view the Chamber and all of you present today as very important partners in nurturing and growing the economic ties between South Africa and India. South Africa and India have strong relations that have matured into a strategic partnership, and next year we will celebrate 30 years of diplomatic relations. The focus and the work of the South African Consulate General in Mumbai is to deepen and advance trade and investment relations, as well as skills training and skills development, to the benefit of both our countries. I've had the pleasure to engage Dr. Salunkhe and the Chamber on how to take these relations forward, as there is a clear commitment to ensure that the firm and solid relations result in significant improvements of our trade and investment relationship. The legal framework to cooperate in key sectors have been established. These key priority areas have been identified by both South Africa and India through an agreed strategic cooperation program and agreement, and include the automotive sector, infrastructure and IT sector, defense, mining and mining equipment, agro-processing, renewable energy, and specifically green and hydrogen energy, as well as the pharmaceutical sector. My team and I at the South African Consulate General in Mumbai stand ready to provide more details and share the opportunities and incentives for these sectors with all of you. And I look forward to meet and invite all of you to come and visit us in our office in Lower Parel. Reasons to consider South Africa as a trade partner include the fact that we have a highly diversified economy from a sectoral point of view. It is the most developed and technological advanced economy on the African continent. It's one of the most open economies with a preferential access to numerous global markets. It has 9 special economic zones across the country focusing on specific sectors, and our excellence in banking and financial service sector is well known and respected. This is also evident in our membership of international fora, including the G20 and the BRICS. South Africa is a $335.4 billion economy, is the 33rd largest economy in the world, and represent around 40% of the total African GDP. It is an export-orientated economy, with India as one of its top 10 trading partners. Total trade between our two countries has been registered at $9 billion for 2021. Our economy is recovering, and we're almost back at pre-COVID levels. We are working very hard to achieve the target of $50 billion that was set during the state visit by President Ramaphosa in January 2019, when he was honored to be the chief guest at the Republic Day celebrations. A major recent development to take note of is the launch of the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement in January 2021. To date, 54 of the 55 member countries on the continent have signed the agreement, and 41 countries have ratified the agreement. It is one of the largest common markets globally, with a combined population of 1.5 million people and a combined GDP of $3.5 trillion, with a projected middle class of 660 million by 2030. This is the game changer for Africa and holds enormous potential, not only for the African continent, but to all its trade and investment partners, as it will fast-track the economic integration of the African continent, reignite industrialization, and boost intra-Africa trade. The share of intra-Africa trade and exports as a percentage of Africa's total exports stands at only 17% at the moment, which is much lower than other regions globally. It is projected that with the implementation of the agreement, intra-Africa trade will be at 52% by 2030. It will create a single Africa market for the free movement of goods, services, labor, and capital. The elimination of internal tariffs will facilitate movement of raw materials and natural resources across the African continent. It is projected that the implementation of this free trade area will result in a total employment increase of 2 to 3% only in the manufacturing and agricultural sector, with a projected GDP growth of 3.5%. According to UNCTAD, Africa's export potential could reach $21.9 billion and cut the trade deficit by 51%. The SME sector will reap benefits from this FTA as being an important driver of the African economy. Close to 90% of all enterprises on the African continent are SMEs, and it contributes 80% of Africa's employment. The African Continental Free Trade Area will enable growth in the sector within Africa, especially by aiding the availability of inputs and raw materials at low cost. Africa is endowed with rich natural resources. It holds 40% of the world's gold, 90% of chromium and platinum. It has the world's largest reserves of cobalt, diamonds, platinum, and uranium. 65% of the continent is arable land, and it holds 10% of the global internal renewable freshwater resources. The elimination of internal tariffs between countries will lead to a unified market that will aid product diversification and the transition from a single commodity raw material exporter to value-added goods. This will facilitate Africa's integration in the global value chain and help diversify exports. For countries that have established trade and investment linkages with the African continent, it opens up abundant opportunities to tap into this larger, unified, and robust African market. And I want to propose to you that you consider using South Africa as your springboard into the African continent. Not only are we the continent's biggest trading partner, we're also the biggest investor in the African continent. So we look forward to welcome you to visit South Africa, not only because it's one of the most beautiful countries on God's earth, but also to come and witness firsthand the opportunities that are available. As South Africa and India share two of the world's most recognized icons, I wish to conclude to invite you all to join us in the global celebrations of International Nelson Mandela Day on 18 July, also the birth anniversary of Nelson Mandela. This day was officially declared by the United Nations in 2009 as International Nelson Mandela Day. On this day, citizens around the world are encouraged to spend 67 minutes of their time in service of others in need. These 67 minutes are in appreciation of the 67 years that Nelson Mandela spent fighting justice, equality, and in service of others. The global theme for the 2022 celebration is, do what you can, with what you can, wherever you are. I again wish to thank Dr. Salunkhe for this opportunity and for all your members to address you, and I remain optimistic that we will find synergies and opportunities that will lead to an increased flow of investment and balanced increase in value-added exports. I wish you all success for the rest of your conference. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you for giving very valuable inputs. Friends, on behalf of SME Chamber of India, once again I am thankful to Government of Maharashtra, MIDC, Allcargo Logistics, GATI, State Bank of India, Wadhwani Foundation, Airtel Business, SBI General Insurance Company Limited, SIDBI, Kotak Mahindra Bank, Amazon Web Services, Bhumi World, and special thanks to South Africa Consulate, always supporting to our SME entrepreneurs, those are visiting South Africa. Friends, we will open now for a few questions or suggestions, particularly for MIDC, logistic related or bank or any export related for a South Africa market. Anyone? Yes. Specific question to specific speaker.
Clear, sir? Okay,
Jor
I
se.
am Jagdish Parikh from Bimal Pharma Private Limited. My question to SBI Bank. You said that SME has to multiply, and for multiplication, the bank finance is very much needed in time. That is what I am trying to say. Particularly, I am a customer of SBI, and SBI has many layers to pass through to get one sanction. Whether layers can be reduced, number one. Number two, last summit also, I told you, sir, you require one nodal officer in the branch where you call SME branch, because what you say RMME officer, they are so overburdened with routine things. They do not have time to listen to our problems and then to give the solution in time again. And when you say, I would love that we don't have to visit the branch, the officer will visit our unit. I foresee for that time to come. Please.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
And second thing, sir, for SME exports, I would suggest that SME chambers should have one common portal where we can upload our details. And other SMEs in the other countries, they can see our details and they can contact us directly. That type of arrangement, like if you have a global linker, where we can upload and rest of the country, rest of the world, they can see our profile. Like that, SME chamber, particularly EPC members, if they can upload their details and the common portal, I think it is a boost to the export for SME.
Okay.
Please, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, and I'm sorry for the experience that you mentioned. There've been some restructuring done recently, and I didn't get which branch you are banking with, but then, as I said, relationship managers can reach out to you and resolve. We have brought in a lot of changes. We have removed the complexities in terms of documentation, in terms of an enabler, which we have brought in the shape of business, where actually you don't need to reach out to branch, or you can do everything online. Majority of the things related to your business can be done online. And then there are other enablers also where you don't have to reach to the branch. So my team will get your details, but as I said, we have recently brought in a lot of improvements in terms of relationship manager, and they are only taking care of 25 or 30 customers. So there, I think that would that will bring in a lot of facilitation to our customers. And if still there's something, I'll share my coordinates with you. You can always reach out to me, and for that matters, any one of you who is SBI customer, existing or prospective, you can call me directly. So I'll share my coordinates with you.
This is the voice
I
of
suggest you can
MSME.
meet Mr.
It's not
Uttam
my
Verma ji
personal
sitting
problem.
here.
Yes.
Just Uttam Verma ji is here. He will coordinate with you. Please contact him.
Thank you.
Next.
Hello. Yeah, sir, I repeat my question. Is there any space allocated for skill development training institutes at various districts in Maharashtra, sir?
Yeah, recently MIDC has designed policy to allot the skill space for skill development on priority basis. If you apply on the portal, you will allot the land for skill development.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
नमस्कार. माझा प्रश्न MIDCला आहे. महाराष्ट्रामध्ये MIDCचा रोल हा खूप महत्त्वाचा आहे. आता आपण सगळे बघतच आहोत. पण त्या MIDCच्या पोर्टलखाली आता जेव्हा आपण काम करतो तेव्हा एखाद्या इंडस्ट्रीला, MSMEला किंवा लघु उद्योजकाला, स्मॉल स्केल इंडस्ट्रीला, त्याला लागणाऱ्या ॲसेसरीजमधलं एक प्रॉडक्ट आहे MSCB. Whether MIDC connected with MSCB, then is PS, then why so many problems are facing with industry, MSME, with MIDC and MSCB? This is one question. Another is some part of
Can you specify specific question?
साहेब MIDC आणि MSCB ह्या दोघांचं रिलेशन आहे की नाही, असेल तर ते कसं सॉल्व्ह करणार? कारण की आज 100% इंडस्ट्री MSCBच्या बर्डन खाली चाललेली आहे.
त्यामुळे तुमचा थोडक्यात प्रश्न असा आहे का, ज्या वेळेला MIDCमध्ये जागा घेताना MSCBने तुम्हाला कनेक्शन द्यावं असं आहे का?
हा, ते खूप अडचण येते. मी आय एम बिलॉंग्स टू पातालगंगा इंडस्ट्रियल एरिया, ॲड्रेस टू पातालगंगा इंडस्ट्रियल एरिया. सो मेनी इंडस्ट्री सफर विथ MIDC लँड अँड MSCB. अँड सेकंड पार्ट इज दॅट, सर एक मिनिट, सेकंड MSRDCनी ॲक्वायर केलेली जागा आहे रोडमध्ये आणि त्याच्या परमिशनसाठी MSMEला खूप प्रॉब्लेम्स येत आहेत. त्याबद्दल आपण काय सांगाल? थँक्यू.
तुम्हाला जे MIDCच्या लँडवर जे इन्फ्रास्ट्रक्चर पाहिजे आहे, पाणी, लाईट किंवा इतर ज्या गोष्टी आहेत, CETP वगैरे, तर त्यासाठी MIDC एक फॅसिलिटेटर म्हणून कनेक्शन देण्यासाठी येऊ शकतं. तुमचे काय ग्रीव्हन्सेस असतील ते तुम्ही मैत्री पोर्टलवर अपलोड केले तर ते विदिन 15 days इट विल बी रिझॉल्व्ड. MSRDC, व्हॉट इज द इश्यू ऑफ MSRDC?
सर, खालापूर इंडस्ट्रियल एरिया इथून एक्सप्रेस हायवे गेलेला आहे मुंबई पुणे. आणि आजूचा सगळा बेल्ट हा MSRDCनी कव्हर केलेला आहे.
हा माझ्या माहितीप्रमाणे 1000 मीटरपर्यंत MSRDC प्लॅनिंग अथॉरिटी आहे.
त्याच्यामध्ये एक्झिस्टिंग इंडस्ट्रीज फ्रॉम 1972 आहेत.
आउट ऑफ MIDC एरिया यू आर स्पीकिंग.
येस येस
राईट.
येस.
आपण असं करा, एक आपल्या लेटरहेडवर जे काही इश्यूज आहेत ते आम्हालाही पाठवा आणि मलिकनर साहेबांना डायरेक्ट पाठवा.
ओके.
आपण तो घेऊया.
हे पहा, MIDCच्या एरियाच्या बाहेर, नोटिफाईड MIDCच्या एरियाच्या बाहेर MIDC फक्त नोटिफाईड एरियामध्ये स्पेशल प्लॅनिंग अथॉरिटी आहे. त्याच्या बाहेरचे जे इश्यू आहेत ते त्या संबंधित स्पेशल प्लॅनिंग अथॉरिटीकडून रिझॉल्व्ह केले जातील. पण आम्ही मैत्री म्हणून तुम्हाला फॅसिलिटेटर म्हणून करून सेवा उपलब्ध करून देऊ शकतो. ओके.
येस, थँक्यू.
मैत्री पोर्टलवर तुम्ही अपलोड करा तुमचे काय ग्रीव्हन्सेस असतील ते, इट विल बी रिझॉल्व्ड.
असं आहे, देर इज अ डेव्हलपमेंट कमिशनर ऑफिस इन मुंबई. यू कॅन अप्रोच युअर डेव्हलपमेंट कमिशनर्स पोर्टल ऑल्सो, दॅट मैत्री पोर्टल. You can upload your information, upload any complaint on the Maitri portal. Maitri is not only for a namesake, Maitri. They want to have a Maitri with you to resolve your problems. So come with the problems, we will definitely take up that.
All grievances will be reviewed weekly or fortnightly on the which are uploaded on Maitri portals.
ठीक है. Anyone next?
My name is Henry Dissa. Question to Mr. Parthasarathy. You are in Allcargo logistics. One of the problems that I noticed a couple of months ago, I was driving from Solapur to Karnataka via Bijapur, and I noticed about 500 trucks on either side of the checkpoints waiting. And I asked the driver, who's also been driving trucks, what is the reason why they are waiting around? And he said it's a bottleneck at the RTO checkpoints. I see trucks being held down, stopped on the roads. This doesn't facilitate goods transport, which is a key driver for growth of SMEs. I see trucks being stranded and all. So how can you influence this decision, this point? Yeah.
Thank you. And I will give it to somebody who is better equipped than me to answer the question, the CEO of GATI.
Thank you for your question. I strongly believe that over the past 6-7 years, with the coming in of the GST, the truck stopping has tremendously improved, first of all. As you know, now there are no real borders in India. India has become border-free with the advent of GST. One-off situations do take place. These one-off situations sometimes are out of necessity when there is some intelligence that there is something illegal moving in one of the trucks, etc. And that's when this happens. But otherwise, being in the industry for 30 years, I can tell you that now the movement of trucks on Indian roads is tremendously better than what it was even 10 years back.
Okay. Yes, last question. Mike.
Hello. Yeah. My question is to Malik sir regarding MIDC.
What's your name?
My name is Mihit Dharap. I am from Transmatics, and we are having a manufacturing unit in Satara MIDC. So there is a road which is a dead end, and at the end of the road, on the either side of the road, we are having 2 units. So in future for expansion, is it possible to get the middle part included in our plot? Is something like this possible? And if yes, then what is to be done from our end?
If land is available in that industrial area, it is possible for expansion.
So actually, sir, it is a road which is ending in a dead end.
Then, you want to shift the road?
It is actually a dead end. There is nothing in front of the
How
road.
it is possible for road to be given for expansion purpose?
Because it's a dead end. So in the
If
future,
it is a land parcel available in that area for allocation, then for expansion purpose, definitely land will be allotted to you.
okay, thank you.
Last question.
Hello.
Just hold on.
No, I would like to give my mobile number. If you could kindly note down. So this is 950 11 24422. I repeat, 950 11 24422. I sit at BKC and my name is Manoj Sinha. So I repeat the number. This is 950 11 24422. Thank you. You can reach out to me anytime related to banking solution. Thank you.
ऐसा कोई बैंकर आपका जीएम लेवल का कोई बंदा दे सकता है नंबर? देखिए मतलब एसबीआई कितनी आपके यहाँ पहुँचने की जरूरत है. लेट्स गिव अ बिग हैंड. Rather, those are having mobile number on the card, they hide it and they give them.
No, you're most welcome.
Everyday experience like this, what you say? We can, whenever we feel, we can contact you and we get the same day. Because my concern is
100%, 100%.
See,
What I'm telling now, sir,
Right.
what I'm telling you now,
See, I'll tell you,
August
Sinha sahab,
presence, it will be true even I leave here. See, again, bank is not there if you are not with us. And I'm not there. If bank is not there, I'm not there. So you are there, that's why bank is there and I'm there. So please understand this. What I said here on this forum will be 24/7 true. You can reach out to me, please.
देखिए ऐसा है, फॉर योर इन्फॉर्मेशन, डॉक्टर हमारे डॉक्यूमेंट्स जो हेल्थ रिपोर्ट के बिना हेल्थ के डायग्नोसिस नहीं कर सकता है, वैसे बैंकर आपके फाइनेंशियल डॉक्यूमेंट के बिना कोई फंडिंग नहीं दे सकता है. प्लीज कीप इन माइंड. So banks always, even I am coordinating to the bank, never we face any problem. Only you have to reach to the right person with the right solution, right problem. So friends, thank you very much for, please.
My question is to Her Excellency. I think in India Business Forum it was mentioned by the Honorable Minister of South Africa that there will be a joint task forum or joint task force created with India local governments. And that task force was supposed to be, you can say, active by now. Is particularly because we are in Maharashtra and India has so many states. So what is the situation of that task force? And are we actually active on that? And if people want to approach that from both sides for investments or for starting the businesses, what exactly will be this thing?
No, thank you very much for that question. The IBF, the Indian Business Forum in South Africa, is very active and is a very good partner of the Consulate. We have hosted many conferences and seminars together because we believe if we don't have private sector to private sector engagement, we at government level can have policies, but there will be no implementation. You're quite right, Minister Patel, our Minister for Trade, Commerce and Competition, met with the IBF about a month ago and they announced the formation of this task team at the private sector level. This, of course, will feed into the bigger government-to-government structure. We have a framework of a senior officials meeting, and I'm glad to inform you that on the 3rd of August, the senior officials will be meeting in New Delhi. And of course, trade and investment, skills development, all these issues, small business, form a major part of the agenda. And then there's also a bilateral structure at a ministerial level, and we look forward to hosting that meeting towards the end of the year, the beginning of the year. The task team, it's still a work in progress. We are still getting the final terms of reference and all that together. I'm very glad that you've raised that. I look forward also to engage with you to see how we can work together. And just to mention, you mentioned specifically Maharashtra. We are working at restarting the negotiations between the state of Maharashtra and Gauteng, the province of Gauteng, both being the financial capitals of our countries, with Johannesburg, where our stock exchange is, and of course Mumbai and those synergies. So it's work in progress. We have been meeting our partners in Maharashtra. We've spoken to the MIDC, we've spoken to the state government officials, and we look forward also to receiving a delegation from Gauteng Economic Development Department to take those negotiations forward. So yes, we've got lots of work to do and lots to catch up, and I do look forward to also continue the discussion.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So we'll close here this session, and we will not take a break now, because anytime Honorable CM is going to link with us. And especially, I would like to thank all the dignitaries on the dais for sharing your thoughts. Special thanks to Mr. Sinha. एक बार सिन्हा साहब के लिए और एक बार तालियां बजाएं. हमारे SME को आप फंडिंग देते रहिए. Definitely we will make India as the #1 in the world. Thank you very much.